You know what? I really should go to because I said if we get a chance to go to Vegas.
Oh, go right there. We can relate. Oh,
so they want to start charging fat people. Ma, you listen to this.
For 2 seats.
For 2 seats.
I thought they were already doing that.
Some airlines are already doing it.
Yeah, because a friend of ours, she was charged twice. Mm-hmm. And she's big. I think they have here. Well, she's lost weight. Right. She's lost a lot of weight. But she was this size and bigger.
It says, according to CNN, somebody said we're paying twice for the same experience. Plus size travelers hit out at discriminatory airline seat policy. While average width of an airline seat has been shrinking, and they are getting smaller.
There goes my baby.
Bodies are getting larger around the world. Experts predicting that over half of the global population will be overweight and obese by 2035. The ultimate, we need to invest in diabetes drugs and fat drugs.
Yeah, anything.
Because if everybody's getting fat, they're going to put everybody on diabetes drugs, cholesterol drugs. So y'all out there, high blood pressure, any pharmaceutical company,
invest in those.
Get in there now, because if they say by 2035,
make a lot
half
of
the global population is going to be obese, not overweight.
But you know
obese.
What? I don't know about other countries.
It said global.
I don't know. Because we can honestly say. A lot of countries in Africa, no.
I don't know.
We were almost the biggest ones there.
I know that when we went there
in Europe, some countries in Europe, they don't have a lot of obese people like her size.
Yeah, but when we went to Africa in 2008, they had the buffet.
That was South Africa.
But I'm saying,
which is a little more.
You starting to get buffets and stuff, so yeah, everybody gonna be fat. This ultimately means that more and more passengers are likely to be finding it difficult to fit into airline seats, and some may be hit with a pocket as a result. So what they're saying is there's some place, I think now in New Zealand, I believe, they weigh you. And if you overweigh a certain size, you got to pay for another ticket or something.
Well, I don't think they should weigh you.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Some people are they're big boned.
Let's talk about this. Now.
They should probably measure you.
Yes.
If you know how they had that little area where your luggage has to be this size.
They should have a seat out there, and you sit in the
average chair, and you sit in it. And if you go past it, then
I would
that's
like
where
to
the race will go up.
For the record, I'm right there. When we go now, I'm there.
It'll cost us a lot of money.
No. If I get bigger, I'm into the other seat.
Yeah.
So I would have to pay for another seat.
What saves us is we go together. We sit together.
So we'll smash into each other. Now, let's just go ahead and put it out there. When we fly, a lot of times it's me, you, and my mom. We got her down to a T. She's handicapped. So we put her in the front row with handicap. Me and you will go behind the handicap, three seats.
With the window and aisle.
And then we'll scoot in so it looks like it's about this much room between us. So nobody.
That didn't work one time.
Somebody still wanted to sit. Why would you want to sit?
She was little.
Why would you do that?
Because it was no more seats open on the plane. It was a full flight. They had to sit there. They had to.
So when we get on Southwest and there's people just coming Southwest when you don't have your seat.
Yes.
And people coming in, I say, let's move in. I want to leave that much so nobody will want to sit there.
They'll look and go past because they don't want to sit uncomfortable.
And you can see when it starts filling up, you can see people's dilemma, right? They get in and they think, do I want to walk all the way to the back of the plane or do I want to go ahead and take this seat between these
two big girls?
They always choose to walk to the back of the plane.
Yeah, I would too.
So, the other thing I wanted to say is, we're big. We don't take up 2 seats, but we pretend to take up 2 seats.
Exactly.
So that we have space.
We make it look uncomfortable for you coming through.
I'm not making you comfortable. You can sit someplace else. And there's a lot of skinny people you can sit next to. Why you sit next to me? So go find some other place to sit.
Oh, God.
We are last resorts.
But our first question I asked is the flight attendant, is the plane full? Yes, ma'am. The plane is full.
Flight.
So we're like, oh, man. What's plan C? Plan C is I move to you.
Plan C is you move in the middle and mama comes back and sits on the end.
No.
Oh, the person sits on the end.
We leave mama in the front.
You're right. The plan C is, okay, plan A. Mama's in the front, handicapped. Me and you scoot over a little bit and leave this much space.
Well, you can't hardly see that middle seat.
We leave a little bit so that it's it's a seat there, but who wants to do that? Plan C is if it's that's plan A.
That's
plan B is we have to move. Oh, you move over.
I move over to the middle seat,
and the person sits on the end.
Yeah,
I don't think we have a plan C.
No, we don't.
No, that's
A and B.
It's A and B.
Huh? Rarely they'll sit with
one lady
because it was a full flight.
One lady,
and I think she was small,
which is because she's like a little Filipino lady.
Yeah,
and it worked out because she sat on the end,
and I wasn't that squished.
And I didn't really take up that much. Right. I made people think I took up 2 seats.
Exactly,
but I don't.
Yeah,
but I'm right there.
Whoa!
So
Charlamagne, way people. Who's going to do that?
Well, they were talking. Envy says they should have a fat section.
How they going to have a fat section? That's discriminating.
He said maybe 4 seats that's bigger, like how we sit. Just two in each seat, or one person in the seat. And then if
people are looking at this going, you should just lose weight.
Lose weight. If you don't sell it,
just lose weight.
If you don't sell it, then regular size people get to sit in those seats.
But they probably, like we said, with the ideal of having, like they do the carry on, and what size is it?
Yeah,
have a chair and you sit in it. Or do they? I don't know how they're going to do that.
Well, my thing is, you can't go by weight because people distribute weight differently.
Yes.
Some people are small at the bottom, so their butt doesn't take up more than one. But they are all over here.
Shoulders, yeah.
Or if you got a woman with a big chest, a lot of times she'll take up more over here, but she may not be as big down there.
Exactly.
So how are you going to do that?
That's going to be a hard one.
So they were saying, I think as a heavy person, I do think you should get an extra charge for taking up 2 seats.
But not 2 whole charges.
Not 2 whole charges. I think it should be like luggage. Your luggage one gets this amount, and then any additional is this amount.
$75.
So one chair is this, because they overpriced it anyway.
Thank you.
One chair is this. What'd you say, Mom?
You already the person that used to take up 2 seats and lost a lot of weight now.
I just said her.
Yeah. But don't say names.
I just said an example of somebody who's lost a lot of weight, but they had to pay for 2 seats.
You have to pay for 2 seats.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it should be an upcharge if you take more than 1 seat.
That's going to be a hard one to figure out.
And Charlamagne said, I would think you would want that so nobody sits next to you, like us. We shouldn't have to pretend like we should
like we're spreading over to the middle seat.
We should just pay one upcharge, and then we know ain't nobody gonna sit in the middle because we paid for that. You see what I'm saying? I would do that.
But what would the upcharge be? That's the problem.
If it's like $100, maybe $100,
because one seat is $100,
maybe $100. Like whatever your thing is, an upcharge.
And then when will they charge you that? You get your tickets from home.
You're right.
Because
skinny people may do it just so that nobody sit next to them. You're right. They may say, let me pay an upcharge just so nobody sits next to me. And you can't do that.
How are you going to do this without discriminating?
I don't know.
Because see this young lady here. We as a flight working for the company, if that was like a rule in place, we would look at her and know she's going to be over the main seat.
Yeah.
She's going to spread into the middle. So I'm not, because we've done it. That's why I
but what if they look at me and say, I'm going to spread in the middle, and I don't?
And how would they charge you extra?
But you can look at me. Sometimes they look at me and think I'm going to spread, and I don't. I'm literally but I'm right at the edge. I'm right in my seat.
Because what if she goes with her husband? And he's
a little guy. He don't care.
And he's okay because she'll be all on him.
That's true.
See, how you gonna do that?
I don't know. Because what if you travel with a skinny friend and they say, I don't mind being smashed next to her.
That's my friend.
She's that's what I
lay on her. Yeah. I don't know.
And then the skinny person doesn't go to the third seat.
Yeah.
So it's fine. The third person in the last, we're 3 seats.
Right. Nobody's
I take 2. My friend takes a half. I take 1.5. My friend takes a half. Between the 2 of us, we're 2 people.
We share that 2 seats.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Because the seats that sometimes mom sits in has that bucket thing.
And what about...
And you got to squeeze in there like a sardine.
And what about people like her? Fat handicapped people.
Yeah, what is
you're not gonna charge handicapped people to.
That's true. And those seats in the front sometimes they have.
And I have another issue.
You're in a box.
If you're gonna, you know what? I am changing my mind because I was like, charge us extra. No.
Okay.
What about these people with these animals?
Ooh. Don't
you
they
gotta
put
sit
them on the floor?
They be on the floor, but they in your row.
Unless you pay for a seat for them.
Do they? I don't think they pay for them.
And one of the friends that I was talking to, they talked about animals. She said the person told her, "Do you mind? I have an animal." And she said, "Thank you for letting me know because I'm allergic to dogs." So she had to move.
So what about them?
She's allergic.
I don't think they charge. I don't think they charge them.
I think they do. They charge you for bringing that animal, but do you pay for a seat when you bring them?
I don't know, but they take seats.
They do toddlers.
And what about
for
people
2 years if they're not lap babies?
What about people with kids?
When they're not lap babies, if they're not in your lap, right?
I'm saying even then, they crying the whole flight. That's a menace.
Yeah.
See, so I don't know where this is going to go.
When people fly, they got to deal with everything.
I don't know where this is going to go.
They got to deal with heavy people.
That's a touchy one.
They got to deal with loud kids.
What about
they
people
have to deal
who
with
stink?
Animals. Ooh, you got to deal with somebody that's
musty,
older.
Especially if you go to other countries.
Oh, help us, Lord.
But I can tell you one thing. When we flew from Johannesburg to Cape Town,
Cape Town.
In Africa.
In Africa.
That seat, I barely fit in that seat. And that was almost 20 years ago.
Small planes.
And I wasn't even this size. Yeah. And I couldn't do it now. Because I barely fit in the seat then.
We don't do helicopter rides when we go places because there's a weight restriction.
But if they're saying that in 2035, half the global population is going to be obese, I don't know what they're going to do. You can't keep upcharging because people won't fly anymore.
I think they're going to probably make changes to seat sizes.
There's money.
Things like that. Because they know a lot of people in America are heavy.
People make money off of you being heavy.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think they will ever change it. Because food, there's money in food processing.
Buying the food.
There's money in fast
Doctors,
food.
when you get sick.
Doctors, money in the drugs to keep
They make money off of us for being obese.
So if you think there's going to be a change in obesity, I think everybody's going to be fat.
It's kind of sad. They won't live long then.
You make money off of people dying early.
Yeah.
They make money.
They may make larger seats.
Funeral services will make more money. We're going to die earlier. Also, there's going to be money off of all the things that you need for people being fat and being overweight, all the medical things, mechanical things.
Is now starting to make it for big people.
There is money into the population being fat.
Being fat.
Yeah. It really is. So I don't see it changing. I think we have to do it ourselves.
I think other than us changing ourselves, there may be airlines that may start making seats wider. There may be cars that make the bucket seats wider.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know one friend of mine, she told me one of her heavy friends, bigger than this lady, broke her chair in her car. See, a lot of times people look at obesity and that can damage things.
Again, people make money. Mechanics are going to make more money because
to get their car
that's fixed. What it's going to.
Because my fat friend sat in it and broke it.
It's going to make more money.
Oh, God.
There is money into people having diseases like cancer and all of that.
Yeah.
And there's money into being fat.
Yeah. Okay.
So as long as that happens, I don't think it's ever going to change. We have to change. And that's what I told my mother. When you get older, you're more you cost us more being heavy, because if you fall, we can't pick you up.
Right.
We can't, if you can't walk, there's really nothing we can do. We cannot literally none of us can pick you up. Most men can't even lift
The
you.
only good thing about that is if you're heavy, you have more meat to cover you when you do fall. Versus somebody that's real skinny and brittle.
But you don't have to be
break
obese.
a thigh. I know, but just have a little meat on you.
Have some meat on you. So I would say that people don't have to be skinny, but have some meat on you. But at this point, we're just getting obese, where you can't fit in the seats. You can't do anything. I can't go to a lot of things because of my size. When we go on a cruise, I can't go on certain excursions because of my size. I couldn't even get on one of those bikes that you wanted to get on because my weight limit.
I know. You told me there's a YouTuber. She does
Fat Travel.
Fat Travel. She does everything pretty much, right?
But you can't do everything. Yeah.
Well, she's very
she shows you what you can do. But if you're a really obese person, you can't go zip lining and all of that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because remember this ride at Six Flags? It was a circle. Everybody was in a circle, and this thing would turn.
Oh yeah,
and the wind would be so hard.
Yeah.
And as the floor drops, the wind would hold you against the wall. I started sliding down.
Yes. High school.
Like, oh no!
In high school. And think about the size you was then. You wasn't even half the size you are now.
No, I was a 16.
Now imagine now you can't get on that ride.
14 or 16. That ride embarrassed me. I think too I had a coat on. I had a leather coat on with the vinyl internal, so I was sliding down with
the last time I got on that ride was when I went back and everybody was up and I was down. No, the spinning thing. And I was everybody was pressed up against the wall, and I started sliding. That's it.
Or no, wasn't one ride too the thing like that young man?
The last time I got on the roller coaster,
right. Oh Lord,
I was trying to latch and it wouldn't. I had to squeeze. I'm not squeezing
get up and get out
because all of that pressure is on there.
You didn't even.
That's all I need is for that thing to go south.
Break.
I like Disney World, and again, wasn't even the size I am now. I was way smaller than that. Disney World getting on, was it the ET, those bikes?
And the little teapot cups. We had to be in here like this.
No, the teapot cup has that thing in the middle, the turn. And it was like,
it wouldn't turn.
It was like this. It wouldn't turn. I'm not getting in that.
You know what? You have to lose weight.
But at that
time, to enjoy life. You can get on horses and camels if you're traveling.
Horseback riding. The last time I wanted to go horseback riding, I couldn't. They said my weight limit was too much for the horse. And the man said we would have to have a Clydesdale. that Budweiser horse. A Clydesdale, and even him was pushing it.
No.
Can't ride a camel. You're over the weight limit for a camel.
It feels good to lose weight because you can just enjoy life.
Yes.
I don't know. We made a big splash on the boat.
Can't get in. The last time
on the logs and it went whoosh.
The last time I got in a swimming pool, I have to get in a swimming pool with the steps that go in it. The one where it's a ladder, I can't get in those no more because I couldn't hardly get out.
Wow.
And the bouncy rooms, if you jump, those kids, you jump in that ball, you'll never get out of that thing. I saw somebody smaller than me and they had to pull him out. So I'm not getting in that.
No.
You can't get on the slide with your kids, or you can't fit down the slide.
That's just so important to be in shape.
So
where you can at least move things where you can move and
they're not going to do it for you. You got to do it because the world is going to make money off of you being obese.
I know. Are you saying all this to say that they're going to be charging?
I'm saying as of right now, I agree. You should have an upcharge.
Yeah.
I don't think you should weigh people.
Take 2 seats.
Even though it's embarrassing, I almost feel like you said, like the luggage thing. There should be a chair. There should be a row out in the front. And if you can sit next to each other, like the lady can see, you know what? They can put it behind her counter. It don't have to be out where everybody can see it.
Ma'am, come back.
It can be behind their counter.
We need to know if there's going to be an upcharge.
Behind the counter of the ticket lady. And then me and you sit next to each other. And if there's a seat on the end that we don't go into, they don't charge us.
If you by yourself.
If I'm sitting by myself and I'm in here and there's 2 seats open, don't charge me.
See? And how you gonna get away with that with us people like this woman screaming, I don't wish why you're doing this. See?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the thing. I do agree with an upcharge though. But lose weight just for your health. No one's going to advocate for you losing weight. Not in the world. Because like again, I said, there's money in people being obese.
Yeah.
So if you think that the government is going to advocate, Michelle Obama tried to with her Get Fit campaign.
And they was booing her.
So
like you just said, trying to change the diet for the kids.
The government is not going
eating
to
more vegetables.
They're not
healthy
going to push
stuff.
And if you live in poor neighborhoods, forget it.
I know.
They put everything bad in your neighborhood.
Bad food is so much cheaper.
Yeah.
It really is.
Exactly. Organic or good food costs more money. It costs more money to eat right than it does.
Healthy.
I can go get chicken wings, $4 for a bucket of chicken wings.
And some of those chicken wings be this big.
Yeah. So it costs people more for you to be obese.
Yeah.
You got to do it for your own health and for, and if that means you don't want to pay twice to get on the airline, you'll do it for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought about it. If you that big, because that means you're bigger than me. What you gonna do when you get to your destination? It's not a lot you can do.
It's not much.
You can't hardly ride in a cab. You can't hardly ride in Uber.
I was having trouble trying to find excursions.
You can't even hardly walk through the airport. So the seat on the airline is your least
You
problem.
know what? You're actually something. A lot of times you're handicapped. You're considered handicapped. Really. So okay.
Hey ladies, music says, hey ladies, I got your book. Love it. I had my knee replacement 4 weeks ago. It has been great. Oh, thank you, music.
Okay.
On TikTok.
All right.
Thank you, music. Got our book. Don't forget to get our book, 100 family-friendly jokes.
Okay.
The link is in the description.
We should do a section in the next book with fat jokes.
Fat jokes? A bunch of jokes.
With themes.
Okay.
We can do themes.
Okay.
Animal jokes, fat jokes.
Well, the next news, Nelly and Wiz Khalifa among the latest